Hey, yo, like I said, Adelheid-Route. In case I do end up uploading this before the palette before this, so the finale of the principal of the petite principal arc. Hello, welcome back to Waterman. It's Beast. Today we're back with a Clockwork Ley-Line. We're going to be doing Adelheid-Route. I've been skipping through it, and there have been some few changes. Some of the choices are confusing to me, like saying that Kurudani is the one from the dream is apparently for her route. That's fucking weird. Either way, there's already a difference after you say think about Heidi's feelings, Louis, because now he's like, if you had let her know beforehand why you were looking into Mokila, she wouldn't have acted so recklessly. And he's just like, however, no, however.
しかしハーデルハイトさん、理由もわからないまま力になろうとしていたなんて相当なお人よしですね。
Also, I'm sorry in the bedroom when she threw him off was followed, but then he did get turned on by the huge rack that was pressed against him, and then he just like panicked and ran out, as we already knew.
人を疑わず騙されやすいという意味でございます。
知ってるわよ。私からも一言申し上げますが、先ほど古賀君が言ったことに間違いは。
Or not. I thought it was skip time already.
その通りかもしれません。
ルイ。
The shoulder slump as all of the malice leaves his body. In the end, both of them are at fault. And here, apparently, I'm supposed to say, use the magic stone that Sumi has. Again. Apparently, have a Magi recreated was the right answer. Anyways, several days later. I'm invited to Heidi's guest room during lunch break. When I arrive, I find Sua and Heidi sitting at the table. Nah, it's just I was wondering if it's okay for me to be here. At the end of all that trouble, Heidi realized that there was only one solution to fill the hole in Sua's heart that was left by the loss of her precious friend. And so Heidi spends time with her and listens to her worries. I understand what she's trying to do, but while I don't want to get in the way of your girls' talk, it's not that I feel awkward being here. It's just I just have no idea why Heidi called me here as well, and can't help but wonder if this is okay.
あなたにもとても迷惑をかけたから、だからそのお詫びも兼ねていて、それに葵もいいと言ってくれたのよ。はい。古賀くんにはいろいろお世話になってしまったから。そう。だからいてもいいのかなんて思わないで。
Alright, in that case, I'll make myself at home.
はい。
Heidi is looking a bit embarrassed. Heidi, looking a bit embarrassed, responds in a humbler tone than usual. Guess that means I really don't have to worry.
クラウン、お料理が揃いましたが。
はい。それじゃあ並べてちょうだい。
やあ。
Louis bows begins bringing the food over, a task that is likely routine. More and more exotic-looking dishes make their way to the table. There's Wiener Schnitzel. Like prawn. What's this fucking wiener? Kartoffelsalat. And Jägerschnitzel. Actually, not really Jägerschnitzel since there's no mushrooms in there. Never eaten this kind of stuff before.
私もです。ちょっと張り切ってみたのよ。
Food lined up in front of me makes me drool, but isn't it a bit much? Louis heads back to the kitchen after setting down the next plate and hear the preparation of yet another new something. Hey.
何でしょうか?
Isn't this too much food?
そうですね。葵に元気を出してほしくて。私が美味しいと思う料理を全部用意してもらったから。
All of them.
全部よ。だってどれが気に入ってもらえるかわからないでしょ。
She did all this because she wanted Aoi to feel better. I have a feeling those two will be just fine. It's but potatoes and sausages among the dishes. They're from a German family after all. Well, those are authentic German sausages. They look really good.
それ れでこんなにたくさん用意してくれたんだ。
こちらで最後になります。
It may be the last one, but there's barely any room left on the table. Both Heidi and Sua look concerned about the feast laid out before us. Meanwhile, Louis seems disappointed in his mistress.
全部食べられるかな。ちょっと張り切りすぎたかもしれないわね。
今更になって気づいたのですか。
何よルイ。
用意する前に少し考えたらどうなんだと警告したはずだが、それ
Oh, please, we all know the MC's gonna eat it all.
都合のいい鳥頭だなお前は。人並みの想像力があればこの人数で食べきれる量ではないとすぐに理解できるはずだが。でございます。
だってあの時は大丈夫、私たくさん食べますから。葵、私を元気づけようとしてくれたんですよね。その気持ちがすごく嬉しいです。だからいっぱい食べるから気にしないで。ありがとう、アーデルハイトさん。
Of course, even Louis can't talk back to that. Heidi is blushing, but she looks happy. Alright, let's dig in. Thanks for the
い
food.
ただきます。日本の食べる前の挨拶ね。じゃあ私もいただきます。
It would have been hilarious if she's suddenly just like, oh, I guess that is a Japanese custom, isn't it? Oh well. I'm good! And she's just like, went full Barbarian. That would have been hilarious. With formalities out of the way, the three of us get to work. When I bring the food to my mouth, the deliciousness overwhelms my taste buds.
本当に美味しい。
Yeah.
二人に気に入ってもらえて嬉しいわ。
Food that Heidi had prepared for us is truly delicious. Since it's so good, we start off at a fast pace, but it's still too much for the girls. Note for the girls.
お腹いっぱい。私もだわ。
There's still tons of food left, but they already look like they're in pain. I can still keep going on account of my physique, but those two are probably done.
フラウ、まだデザートもありますが。
そうだった。もしかして。
そうですね。かなりの量をご用意させていただきました。
Heidi and Aoi look even more distressed upon hearing that. I'd better throw them a lifeline. Can I eat the rest then?
全部？そんなに食べられるの？
Yeah, it's no problem at all. I normally eat a lot, so I still have room for more.
へえ、古賀くんすごいんですね。それじゃあお願いしてもいい？
Sure. I want the dessert too.
わかったわ。ルイ、古賀が食べ終わる頃にデザートの用意をして。
I like to imagine that Louis thinks, oh, he's just doing that to make her feel better. But I guess at least I can silently laugh at him when he suffers afterwards. Afterwards, he's just standing there, watching in sheer horror as Koga demolishes the last bit of dessert and just sits there like, oh damn, oh I could go for a little bit of a round closer right now. Do you have like some pretzels or something? How can you still eat, man? You fucking scare me.
Yeah.
With their permission, I begin to eat the rest of the food. Does being from a rich family mean you can eat such delicious food every day? If so, I'm kinda jealous.
本当にいっぱい食べるんですね。
It's really good. Don't worry about me. I'm nowhere close to being full.
わかったわ。葵？なんだか楽しいなって思って。それならよかった。
Sua smiles happily while she chats with Heidi. I was a bit worried about how she would fare, but she seems to be feeling better. Heidi felt the same way, which is why she did all of this. It's great for Sua's recovery. It's great that Sua's recovering.
そろそろデザートを用意いたしましょうか。
Oh, yeah, please do.
私はデザートはもう。私も。
それではお二方は食後の紅茶はいかがでしょう。 イギリスから取り寄せたとっておきがございます。
紅茶だったら大丈夫そうです。ぜひいただきます。
Oh, I want some too.
かしこまりました。
Louis bows and sets off to prepare the tea and desserts. However, Heidi's eyes light up and she quickly jumps to
と
her
って
feet.
も美味しい紅茶なの。本当におすすめなのよ。ルイ、私が出すわ。
大丈夫ですか？
大丈夫よ。みんな待っていて。ちょっと。
少しだけお手伝いしてまいります。
Again, something funny came to mind. Like, I guess I'll go go help her. Koga just like, well, you just invite Monsail. What the fuck did you just say? How the fuck do you know what that means? Actually, clearly you don't, because it doesn't fucking fit at all. I mean, guess you are, you know, hunting the chance of the tea not being terrible. Heidi was full of enthusiasm, but judging from Louis' reactions, probably never made tea by herself before. But since she's excited about it for our sakes, we'll wait patiently for her. If anything, I'm curious to see what she'll bring out.
お待たせしました。
After some time, Heidi comes over with the tea. Louis watches her with furrowed brows, but doesn't try to stop her. Probably already said plenty while they were in the kitchen. Heidi places a cup of tea in front of Sue.
はい、どうぞ。ありがとう。
Her hand was shaking as she loaded the cup, but luckily it reached the table safely. Next, she slowly makes her way over to where I'm sitting. She definitely isn't used to carrying a tray, so I can't help but worry. I distinctly watch her intently. Eyes happen to meet when she looks at me. At that moment, she stops at her tracks. I'm not sure why she suddenly stopped, but I don't think I should say anything. Heidi continues to stand there and look my way. I feel like she's staring at me for some reason. I can tell that Sue and Louis find it strange. Same for me. What am I supposed to do in a situation like this? And now I think about it, there's no need to be so discreet. I should just ask her why she suddenly stopped. What's wrong, Heidi? However, speaking out was indeed a bad idea. Heidi flinches in surprise. And her hands let go of the tray. It's hot! The tea spills all over me. Hot! Hot! Hot!
ごめんなさい。大変。すぐ脱いで。
Ow! It burns! I start to take off my tea-soaked uniform, but Heidi grabs my arm and stops me. What?
やっぱり脱いじゃダメ。
What? Heidi, let go! It's burning hot! I have to take it off! Come on! It's ridiculously hot, but Heidi is desperately preventing me from taking off my uniform, screaming all the while. There's no laughing matter!
ごめんなさい。だってちょっとルイ。
Let go of me already! I'm begging you! Let me take it off! As the commotion continued, our lunch break came to an end. Sue returned to her classroom for afternoon classes, but I stayed behind after changing into her tracksuit. I'm presently cooling down my scalding skin with a wet towel. Heidi's depressed because she messed up at the very last moment, while Louis is scowling at her.
自分ができることとできないことの把握もしていないのか、お前は。身の程をわきまえずに妙な気を起こすからこうなる。と存じますが。
でも
無理はするな。さらに失敗して仕事を増やすな。と忠告したはずだが、なぜこうも見事に人に迷惑をかけられるのか理解しがたい。それに紅茶をぶちまける前に妙な素振りを見せていたが、なんだあの無様な姿は。バインベルガーの人間として恥ずべきことではないのか。
Butler's words are as ruthless as ever. Heidi didn't mean any harm, so I should back her up here. Well, regardless of what happened to me, it's good that we got to see Sue smile. Want to cheer up, right?
そう。
Heidi smiles happily and shifts around a bit. As we're talking, our eyes meet again. Thought she was gonna say something, but she doesn't. What's with this weird mood? It was like this before, too.
偉そう してしまったけれど、ちゃんと謝らないと。でも彼を見ると頭が真っ白になってしまう。言いたかったことが全部吹き飛んでしまうというか、古賀も私のことじっと見ているし。何？どうしてなの？どうすればいいの？
何？なんて? This has been going on for a while. It almost feels as though time has stopped, but last time when I tried to speak, Heidi panicked and spilled tea on me. So maybe I shouldn't say anything? Did I do something weird without realizing? Is that why she's staring at me like?
制服を洗ってお返しいたしますので。
Oh, thanks. While I was silently being stared at, Louis spoke from behind me. His voice brings Heidi back to her senses and she averts her gaze. I look away too, afraid that time will stop again, and stand up. I'm gonna head back to class then.
気をつけてね。
いってらっしゃいませ。
Heidi still looks like she wants to say something, but I bow and take my leave. Obono Kurdani, I'm probably gonna ask about my uniform. I'll just tell them it got dirty.
謝れなかった。あんなことをしておきながら、なんてことなの。
まあ見ている分には愉快だったが。
とにかくきちんと謝らなければいけないわ。ええ、礼を失することなどあってはならないもの。でもなぜかしら。
なぜため息などつく？
疲れたからよ。嫌だったわけじゃないわ。でもすごく緊張してしまって。本当にどうしたのかしら。こんなことでうろたえるなんて。
うん。惚れたのか？
はあどうしてそうなるの。ただ申し訳ないことをしたなって思っていただけよ。そういうのとは違うわ。いい？違うんだから変なこと言わないで。絶対に今のは本人の前で言わないでよ。
ではこの制服は後でお前が返してきてくれるんだろうな。まさか自分のミスの尻拭いを他人にさせるつもりか？
分かってるわよ。当たり前でしょ。私が責任を持って返しに行きます。むしろついてこないで、謝罪くらい一人でできるんですから。
別に誰が誰に惚れたなどと具体的なことは言ってないんだがな。
I mean,
今日はもう何もないようですので、そろそろ寮に戻りましょうか。
like she was actively talking about Koga and her acting weird around him, and you say, is it love? Yeah, you didn't mention the name. However, context clues, even someone that wasn't in love with him would assume that you thought that you are talking about him. Yeah, just kind of boring though.
もうミッチー、そんなこと言ってて本当に何か起こったらどうするのさ。
本当だ。お前嫌なフラグ立てんなよ。
I wasn't trying to. Of course, it's best if nothing happens. Being bored just means I've grown used to the supernatural happenings at the school. That said, I really hope we don't get a request at the very last minute before going home. In the end, I made it back to the dorms uneventfully. I'm kinda hungry, so I guess I'll find something to eat.
徳さんの仕事は終わったと言っていたから、もう寮の部屋には戻っているはずよね。よし。伝えなければいけないことはきちんと分かっているわ。私は古賀に謝らなければいけないのだから。紅茶をこぼして制服を汚してしまってごめんなさい。制服はきちんと洗濯してきました。本当にご迷惑をかけて申し訳ありませんでした。よし、これで大丈夫ね。ちゃんと謝れる。
Coming, hold on a sec. Oh, it's you, Heidi.
Hi.
I was eating some snacks since I was hungry. I go to open the door and Heidi's standing there. She looks surprised when she sees me.
それは
Oh, fried calamari. It's a Japanese snack. Want to try some?
興味はあるけど
I'm sure it's spicy though. Is that okay?
それは平気だけど
I realized why she was surprised when she saw me. I'm eating something she's never seen before, and it's bright red because of the spices. It was bad manners to open the door while eating. Michiru would have scolded me. That's not why you're here though, right?
そうだったわこれ制服
Oh yeah, thanks for bringing it here. So just bringing my uniform that had gotten dirty. See, no wonder she came over at this hour. Came all this way, so why don't you come in and try some fried calamari while you're here?
ええそれでは失礼させてもらうわね
Come right in. And she's liable to not even complain when she sees his beer. Because to her, he's allowed to drink. I invite Heidi into my room and hang up the uniform. I then offer her some of my snacks, even though they're really supposed to go with alcohol. Yeah, I'm not sure if you'll like it
あ
though.
りがとういただきます
How is it? Heidi slowly takes a bite of the fried calamari. So manages to look refined while eating it, slowly savoring its flavor. I guess rich girls can be elegant no matter what they're eating.
辛いしすごく変わった味だけどでも美味しいわ
Oh, you think so?
こういう味は初めてだけど嫌いじゃないわいいえむしろ好き
Friends and spice. Heidi beams as he says that and continues to munch on the calamari. I was afraid this kind of junk food would be too plebeian for her, but luckily she seems to like it. So even a rich girl like Heidi can enjoy something like this, huh? Surprisingly, it does feel quite nice to have someone compliment the food you enjoy. Feel free to have more if you want. Heidi's smile changes to an expression of sudden realization. She stops eating and falls silent.
何を上がり込んでお菓子までいただいているの私がここに来たのは謝罪のためなのに紅茶をこぼして制服を汚してしまってごめんなさい制服はきちんと洗濯してきましたちゃんと覚えてる大丈夫ねあとはちゃんとこれを言葉に出さないと
Heidi looks like she's deep in thought. Did she have something she wanted to talk about besides the uniform? Did I have the regular train of thought when I offered her fried calamari? Louis isn't here, so if that's the case, I had done something problematic. Oh, come to think of it, Louis isn't with you today.
はいルイはまだ図書館に残って
Just when I thought she'd climbed up, now she suddenly squeals in panic. That conversation just now has something to do with what's troubling her. Was it a bad idea to ask about Louis?
男性の部屋に今入ってるしかもこんな夜中に二人きりで何をしているのかしら私は
At
一緒に
night.
お菓子食べて喜んで夜中に二人きりで
Heidi? As I call out to her and she timidly murmurs something.
私
What's wrong?
何を言おうとしていたんでしたっけ
Huh? I'm not sure how to react to such a weird question. Heidi seemed concerned before, but now she looks panicked. You said Louis was still at the library.
ルイは関係ないんですそうじゃなくてもっと大事な
Oh, I see. What's going on with her? He's definitely acting strange. It's gotten to the point where I'm seriously worried about her. Hey, are you feeling alright? Do you have a fever or something?
そんなことはないです多分ないと思うわ
Are you sure?
熱なんて
Heidi just gently touches her forehead as she says that. She then tilts her head in confusion. Oh, do you have a fever?
よくわからない
Oh, I can see what's going
冷
on.
たいのかも
Isn't that because you still have your gloves on? She doesn't even realize that. Maybe she really is feeling unwell. Stay still for a second. Since she can't figure it out herself, I reach for her forehead. It does feel a little hot against my hand. You might have a slight fever after all. Heidi? What?! Heidi suddenly screams, scrams to her feet, and moves backward as though trying to get away from me. What?! Ah! Heidi continues moving backwards, crashes into the table behind her, and falls over. Her skirt gets flipped in the process, and I have a clear view of her panties. No! Blushing furiously, Heidi rushes to push her skirt back down. However, it must have gotten caught on something when she hit the table, so she seems to be having some difficulty. Calm down, I'm facing the other way. Heidi continues to tug desperately at her skirt, showing no signs of calming down. Jesus! What? Her skirt tears with a loud ripping noise, putting her in an even more embarrassing position. And anyway, just calm down, it'll be okay. Try to soothe her while averting my gaze, but she's still in tears. I'm screwed no matter what I do. No, that doesn't mean I can just leave her like that. Having overheard Heidi's screams, Muko charges into my room. There's no way Heidi would have let me help her, so now that Muko is here, she can take care of it. Muko? However, Muko freezes up upon seeing the situation at hand. She then stares daggers at me. Oh! I finally realized this is really bad. Heidi's on the ground in front of me, eyes wet and skirt torn. No matter how you look at it, it's a start. I've been forcing myself on her. Why didn't I notice it sooner? Nope, there's a misunderstanding. Like I said, you're misunderstanding. Muko's glare is cold as ice and her tone is filled with disgust. Frankly, I don't think she'll approve, regardless of what I say. But still, can't let this misunderstanding drag on. Like I said, this. Okay, time to beat the shit out of Maya. Crap. Just as I was about to explain myself to Muko, Kurodani and Yoshida burst into the room. Of all things, it had to be the most troublesome person possible. Kurodani surveys the dreadful scene before her and nods to herself. Yoshida was trying to stop her by tugging on her clothes, looks into the room and immediately stops. What the hell?! No, it's completely wrong! Heidi, please tell them what happened! In the end, I couldn't explain to Muko, nor could I explain to Kurodani from watching nor could I stop Kurodani from watching a starry-eyed. I tell Louis what happened and sink into despair at the thought of my disgrace. Louis just laughs as though I'm not even here.
お前が勝手に土地を踏んで突っ転んだ挙句、自らスカートを破ったのに古賀が婦女暴行未遂の疑いをかけられたのか。災難という言葉だけでは済ますわけにはいかないほどひどいな。その方を見れなかったのが残念だ。笑い事じゃないわ。私は真剣に相談しているの。
My failures keep adding up to the point where I'm beyond what could be described as causing of trouble. Come to think of it, it was the same that time he pushed me down in this room. I was dazed and lost my chance to apologize, even though I really need to make things right between us.
私、彼に償うにはどうしたらいいかしら。
俺が知るか。
少しは考えてよ。 ままじゃパインベルガーの当主はドジ娘だって思われてしまうじゃないの。
正しくはアホでバカでむやみやたらにそそっかしい慌て者のドジ娘だろ。
もういい。もうあなたには絶対に相談しませんから。
Today has been quiet. Has been a quiet, uneventful day. Yesterday was a catastrophe, but on the bright side, there wasn't any real harm done besides from local clearing me all day. I can call this a peaceful conclusion, I hope. Yeah, clear is as painfully cold as ever.
なあ、お前獅子語りになんかしたのか？なんだあの顔は。
Don't ask.
聞くなって言われてもな。
I'm not even sure myself why it turned out like this. I don't want to tell anyone else about what happened.
今日はこれでもう帰れそうだね。
Oh, you're right.
そうですね。寮に戻って休みましょう。
Let's go
君とは
then.
一緒に帰りたくありません。
Muko says that without even glancing towards me, gathers her belongings, and briskly leaves the room. Omoto looks back and forth between me and Muko and then runs after her.
俺が牛尾さんをなだめておくから。
Thanks. Sorry about that.
めんどくさそうだから詳しいことは聞かないでおいてやるよ。
Thanks. After seeing that exchange, even Murakumo wouldn't press for more information. I guess that's good for me, but I'm sure he thinks I did something bad.
しーちゃん見つけた。あは、みーくんもいるのね。
Hey, Sumi.
なんだよ。
A door suddenly appears while I'm spacing out. Sumi peeks in from the other
ちょっと
side.
用事。それともみーくんとお話し中だった？
こいつと何話すってんだよ。
もうそんな言い方しないの。
Sumi walks through the door and tugs at Murakumo's arm. Murakumo can't really resist her, so he lets her drag him
お
along.
話ししてないならこっち来て。
わかったからそんなん引っ張るなって。
じゃあ早く。あ、みーくん、それじゃあまたね。
Later. Sumi drags Murakumo with her through the door. She then closes it, leaving me alone in the room. Now empty office instantly falls silent. It feels kind of lonely. Guess I'll head back too. There's no point in standing around doing nothing. Since there are no requests, I should make use of this opportunity to go back to the dorms and rest. I haven't run into Heidi since last night. Well, even if I did, I wouldn't know what to say to her. 'No matter how you look at it, I wasn't wrong for carelessly touching her forehead. Gotta think of it, she also screamed like crazy that time I took her to her room and ended up pushing her down on the bed. Maybe Heidi isn't comfortable around men. If that's the case, I did something bad to her. She wouldn't scream that much unless she was scared, right? And on top of that, she ended up in a really embarrassing position. I'll have to apologize the next time I see her. Oh, Furuya, are you heading back now? When I'm thinking to myself, I see Furuya running up to me. Seems to be in a really good mood.
ちょうどよかったです。
What happened?
調理実習でいっぱい作ったので、これを。
Oh, Lord. Oh, Furuya gives me a paper bag with something inside. I feel faint warmth radiating from it. Whatever's inside must be freshly
カップ
made.
ケーキです。
Wow, you're making that kind of stuff? Seems like there's a lot in there, though. Are you sure I can have all this?
いつもお世話になってるから、皆さんで食べてもらおうと思ったんです。
I see, thanks. By everyone, she probably means the bureau members. We'll eat them tomorrow, then. Maybe I should invite Sumi and Tsubaki, too, and we can all have tea together. Oh, I'm kinda hungry right now, so do you mind if I eat one first?
もちろんです。ぜひ食べてください。
Okay, then, thanks. Take a cupcake out of the bag. Shape is a bit odd, but it just reinforces the impression that it's homemade. take a bite out of it. It's more sweet without being overbearingly so. Probably eat a ton of these without getting sick of them.
どうでしょうか
Just right, not too sweet. It's good.
本当ですかよかった
Must be good at cooking, huh?
これは授業で習ったからできただけで
If you can do it after being taught how to, that's more than enough.
そうですか
Yeah.
ありがとうございます
Furia smiles happily as I finish out the cupcake. What do you want to eat? Another one, but I need to save the rest for tomorrow. Knowing me, if I keep eating, they'll all disappear in a flash. I need to apologize to Koga no matter what. On my own, too, without any help. I've been following Koga around all day without objective of mine, but I couldn't find a good opportunity to call up to him. It's gotten so late already. Seems to be having fun talking to that Night Realm student, making it even harder for me to interrupt. I wonder if now would be alright.
あの子は確か
Oh no, is she gonna remember the fact that the prince in the dream was a dressed up Koga? Don't tell me she was the one from back then.
クミちゃんあの人
あ、アーデルハイトさんだ。
何してるのかな
そう。声かけてみようか。
The two of them are still talking. Now the girl is giving him some snacks. Takes them and starts eating in front of her.
こんにちは。
こんにちははいこんにちは
While I'm observing those two intently, some female students greet me. I've spoken to these Night Realm students
こんなとこ
Oh.
before.
ろで何してるんですか？
うんまあいろいろですわ学園の見学というか
They both peek into the hallway, having realized where I'd been looking.
あの二人か。風呂屋町ってまだ古賀君に未練ありそうだね。
未練って何クミちゃん未練とはどういうことです
いや。
あの二人に何かあったのですか教えてくださいませ二人のことが気になるのですか
The question made me realize that I'd asked something quite nosy. Might misunderstood if I don't clarify myself.
少し様子がおかしいように見えたので気になっただけですから別に心配することがないのならそれはそれで結構なことかと思いますそうよ
そんなに心配することもないと思うよ。ねえひな。
そうなんですの
あの二人一度一緒に行方不明になったことがあるだけだし。
なってました二人で行方不明
風呂屋町前にどっか学園の奥に迷い込んだんだって。それで私らが徳さんに依頼したんだけど、そしたら古賀くんが助けに来てくれたらしいよ。
お姫様抱っこされたって言ってました
Oh lord.
あとは手をつないだってのとそれから膝枕もしたって言ってました
こらこらひな、そんな詳しいことまで言わなくてもいいんだって。
そうなの
Two of them went missing together somewhere. He carried her like a princess, held her hand, laid her in her lap. What kind of situation would lead to that? Why would you need to do that in the first place?
それで一緒に見つかってからは風呂屋町ちょっと距離取ってたからさ、諦めたのかなって思ったんだけどね。
だから未練
そういうこと。
おーい、そこに残ってる生徒、そろそろ帰るようにな。
もうそんな時間なのか。
クミちゃん帰ろう
そうだね。それじゃあアーデルハイトさん、またね。
ごきげんよ
At the disciplinary committee's command, the two girls leave to return to the dorms. After seeing them off, I return to watching Koga. The girl needs to return to the dorms soon, so the two of them start walking side by side. Are they going to go back together? They look like they're really enjoying themselves as they talk. But girl must love being with Koga more than anything else. Wait for me! Even though I really need to chase after him and apologize. For some reason my feet won't budge. Really standing on solid ground, but it feels unstable and my feet can't get a good grip on the floor. I can hear my heart pounding fast, urging me to take action. But why? I know. There's one reason why I can't relax. Still haven't apologized to Koga, right? In that case, I should chase after him. I just need to catch up to him and apologize. Now, that's a very natural thing to do. And yet... when I see them getting along so well, I feel guilty barging in on them. Actually, maybe the feeling isn't quite guilt. Anyways, I don't know what to do now.
惚れたのか?
Love? Me? How could that be? Why would Louis say such a thing? And why am I suddenly remembering that at this moment? Flustered, I pace back and forth, trying to calm
一
down.
体何をしているんですか、フラウ?
At some point, Louis had snuck up behind me.
いつから見てたの？
最初からですが。だから、最初からだ。
Louis had been watching me in the predicament from the start. Does that mean I was being observed? That's very much possible.
しかし、また厄介だな。
何がですか？
どうやら古賀は仲のいい女性が随分多いようだが。わかりやすく名を挙げてやろうか？牛尾、椿、猫。他にもいそうだが、目に見える限りはそんなところか。
The way Louis lists out name makes it seem like I'm interested in Koga. That's not the case though, so why is this even a topic of conversation?
ちょっと待って、別に彼が誰と仲が良かろうと私には。
だが安心しろ。お前は今名前の上がった女たちに勝っているぞ。
Louis interrupts me, grinning sadistically.
胸の大きさだけはな。
うるさい、黙れ。
I suddenly hear a fierce shout coming from the other side of the hallway. Caught by surprise, Furia and I stop in our tracks.
なんでしょうね。
Beats me! That voice sounded like Heidi's. I should go check up on her. I'm gonna see what happened. I should head back to the dorms before the disciplinary committee catches you.
はい、そうですね。
Oh, and thanks for the cupcakes. I'll share them with the others tomorrow.
それじゃあ、失礼します。
She bows quickly and then walks away. I send her off with a wave before heading towards the source of the shouting. As expected, Heidi is there. I spot Louis as well. What happened, Heidi? Heidi's eyes widen and she quickly shies away.
これは失礼。特にこれといった問題はありません。
Really? It definitely doesn't look like nothing's happened. Heidi seems to be trying to say something, but she's panicking and can't get it out. Even if he says that it's nothing, can I believe it?
本当に、なんでもないの。泣いたらないから。
Heidi looks at me, her face flushed. She won't come any closer. I guess she must still be scared from
フラウは
yesterday.
どうやら日本語がうまく話せない状態のようなので、私が通訳しましょう。
A grin creeps onto his face as he watches the flustered Heidi. He must enjoy teasing her when she's like this.
やめ、下がれ。
そうですか？
いいから帰って。帰りなさい。帰ってください。
However, upon being told to leave, he bows his
わかり
head.
ました、フラウ。寄り道せずに戻ってくださいね。
いいから早く帰って。
いや、それでは失礼いたします。
Louis bows again and walks away from Heidi. He then gives a small nod as he passes by me and whispers in
フ
my
ラウ
ear.
はあなたに謝りたいそうです。
Huh?
グーテナート。
Again! Speak in tongues the people you're talking to understand! This man probably has no fucking idea what the fuck Gute Nacht means! Turn around in surprise, but he's already gone. He said that Heidi wants to apologize. Is that true? Her actions were so vague that I couldn't tell at all, but I guess she does. I guess she does want to properly take care of the situation. She was brought up in a wealthy family after all. Hey.
少し黙っていてくださる？
Yes, ma'am. The fact that she's this nervous probably means that she's not accustomed to apologizing. In that case, I should wait patiently instead of rushing
まず
her.
はシンプルに昨日は申し訳ありませんでしたから制服を汚したこともきちんと謝っていませんし、それ以前のことも一つも漏らさずにきちんとすべて謝りましょう。
After waiting in silence for a while, I can see that Heidi has calmed down. Her expression is serious and she stands tall. Looks like she'll be ready
大変
soon.
お待たせしました。
No problem. Confidence restored, she looks straight at me. Her serious face makes me stiffen up
昨日
too.
はもしそこのお二人、そろそろ校舎が閉まるのですが。
Right as Heidi begins to speak, a disciplinary committee member calls out to us. It was bound to happen since it's gotten late, but after being interrupted, Heidi looks distraught and begins to stammer. That serious expression disappeared without a trace. I know it's rude, but all I can do is desperately try not to laugh at the silliness of the situation. Heidi looks at me with a troubled expression. Let's continue this on the way back.
はい。
We were supposed to continue talking as we walked back, but in the end Heidi remained silent because of her failed attempt earlier. Maybe we should get the ball rolling instead. So what were you trying to say before? Looks like her momentum was completely ruined. She's having difficulty forming words. Just like earlier, it might be better to wait for her to relax again.
どうしてこうして二人で一緒に帰ることになったのかしら。私こんな風に一緒に帰るために後ろをついていったわけではないのに、こんなのはまるで私が一緒に帰りたかったみたいな。いえ、そんなわけはないのだけれど。
This woman is a mess.
惚れたのか？
違う。だからそういうのじゃなくて、なんで出てくるのよ、ルイ。
Heidi remains completely silent. She's so quiet that I'm starting to get worried. Still not ready yet? Huh? Heidi responds with a strange noise. Was that German? What to do? I have no idea what to say to that.
いけないわ。思わず変な声が。今のは間違いなく変な人だと思われてしまっている。何のお話でしたかしら。
What? Weren't you the one who had something to say?
そうだったじゃない。どれだけ自分を見失っているの、私は。バカ。何なのもう。
Heidi says nothing and her body's twitching. She kind of resembles a small animal. It's actually pretty cute. Could you get used to this? I understand Louis even more now. The quiet fidgeting continues. As cute as it is, I'd feel bad for her if this conversation didn't come to an end. Oh, yeah, about yesterday? Heidi reacts with extreme shock. She then meekly turns to look at me. Sorry for touching your forehead and surprising you.
おでこ？
Since she doesn't seem to understand, I poke my own forehead to demonstrate. She then turns bright red, as though recalling yesterday's events.
なんですって？
I'm just apologizing for touching you without permission.
私が？
I wanted to get us back on track, but Heidi starts to tremble again, tears forming in her eyes. Why is this happening again? Did I say something wrong?
私の方が謝ろうと思っていたのです。なぜあなたが先に謝ってしまうの？
There's no need to
泣
cry.
いてなどいません。どう考えても悪いのは私なのです。
Eyes still moist, she glares at me. Her face tells me she can't accept
さっ
this.
きだってせっかく言おうとしていたのに邪魔が入るし。
But you managed to say it just now.
いえ、ダメよ。今の話やり直しするから忘れて。
Got it, go on then. Instead of going on, Heidi looks startled. Her constantly changing expressions have been amusing, although she'd get mad if I told her that. Kinda wanna watch her some more. Bet that butler feels the same way. As I'm watching her, she timidly looks up at me.
これで礼儀は尽くしたはずよね。
I was surprised at how quiet her apology was, but I certainly did hear it. That said, seeing her relieved expression makes me want to mess with her. The urge to tease her quickly takes over. No, I didn't quite catch what you said. Heidi starts fidgeting again. Damn, she sure is cute. She doesn't realize that Louis bullies her because she's like this. Watching her nervously try to apologize again, I can't help but want to chuckle. Couldn't quite stifle my laughter, and now she's pouting. Her expression changes so easily.
どうして笑うの？
Sorry, I actually did hear you the first time. It was so amusingly cute watching her take that seriously that I couldn't help but tease her, but I guess I went a bit too far. I'm really sorry. Heidi looks at me with a frown on her face. Having those big eyes stare at me for so long makes me feel a little anxious. Might come to the wrong conclusion if you keep staring at me like that. Embarrassed, I quickly avert my gaze from her. Several days later. Since then, there have been a few minor missed incidents here and there, but nothing severe. Heidi managed to deliver an apology, but no further problems developed on that end. Our relationship returned to the way it was before, as though nothing had happened. In the end, I guess her staring at me was just my misunderstanding. Sua has also gotten a lot cheerier after spending time with Heidi. Come to think of it, there's still one problem left. Despite almost smoothing things over between me and Muko, she's still treating me coldly.
どうかしたの？小上千る。
It's nothing.
そう？
Yeah, don't worry. Today I'm accompanying Rito, who returned a retrieved mist to the treasury. To return a retrieved mist to the treasury. She doesn't need my help or anything, but I volunteered myself because I wanted to get away from Muko's icy glare. As expected, Muko didn't join us. Or would have said he'd do something on his end, so I'll leave it to him.
あら。あら。アーデルハイト・リッター・フォン・バインベルガー。
As we head towards the treasury, we come across Heidi, who seems to be looking for a buck. She spots the mist in Rita's hand and her eyes light up.
その手に持っているのはミストかしら？ええ、そうよ。これから宝物庫に返しに行くの。少し興味があるわ。私もついて行って構いません？構わないわよ。それじゃあ一緒に行きましょう。はい。
Heidi nods and comes up beside me. I glance over at her, but I feel like she might freeze if our eyes met again, so I immediately avert my gaze. Maybe I'm the one who would freeze up. I shouldn't think about it or I'll get too conscious of her. Are you interested in the treasure?
ええ、もちろん。その中にはきっとラ・グエスティア、おばあ様の思い出の品もあるんだから。
Ah, that's
それ
right.
にどうやってそのミストを宝物庫に返すのかも気になるし。
I see.
この学園は今も様々な魔術が生き残っていて興味が尽きないわ。
I suppose it's only natural for her to be interested in magic-related things, since she comes from a line of magicians. When we arrive at the treasury, Heidi's eyes widen in surprise. After all, you wouldn't expect the treasury to be a gaping hole in the wall. Not to mention that there's no way to see what's inside.
これが宝物庫。確か人は入れないのよね。どうやってそのミストを返すの？こうやって。
Rita takes a step closer and holds the mist up to the hole. It floats up into the air. Light extends out from the hole towards the floating mist. The light then carries the mist into the treasury. You get the animation.
これでおしまいよ。ミストは宝物庫へ戻ったわ。
It's so mind-boggling no matter how many times I see it.
こうなっているのね。でも普通に入れそうな感じですけど。
Wait! I cautiously approached the treasury, but is immediately knocked down by the barrier and falls to the floor. I rush to help her up, but I suddenly realize I shouldn't be touching her out of the blue again, right? Are you alright? I cautiously extend a hand to her, as much should be fine. Can't touch her. If I can't touch her, I'll just wait for her to make the move.
ありがとう。
Heidi is still stunned, takes my hand and rises to her feet. When I see her nonchalantly grab my hand like that, I can't help but find it odd. Doesn't she hate it when a man touches her? Well, she's only being considerate of me just now. Regardless of what it may be, I'm honestly glad that she took my hand. When I look at her, our eyes meet. Here we go again. Once more, she's staring at me. My body shivers and I can feel my muscles tensing up.
どうしたらいいのかしら。これはどういうタイミングで手を離せば、もしかしてさっき手を離すべきだったの？絶好の機会を逃してしまったのかしら。
She's still holding onto my hand. It would be awkward if I pulled mine back, so I keep it there. Why won't she let go? She's already gotten up, so there's no need to keep pulling on, keep holding on. Wait, so does she hate this or not? Is this her way of telling me that it's okay to touch her? No, I can't jump to conclusions. Is it a cultural difference? As I'm racking my brain for differences between Japanese and German customs, I noticed that the dude has been silently watching us. What is it?
それは一体何をしているの？なんでもありません。
Heidi finally snaps back to reality. After Rito's inquiry, we both look away, let go of each other's hand, and consciously move away from each
そ
other.
う。それじゃあ、私はもう戻るわ。
Okay, thanks for returning the mist. Rito seems puzzled, but she nods an acknowledgement that our hands are no longer clasped. She leaves without saying anything else. Now that it's just the two of us left here, it feels a bit awkward. Silence will just make things worse, so I'd better say something. Now you understand why you can't take action until a mist appears, right?
話には聞いていたけれど、本当に入れないのね。
When I see her nod, I respond to feel myself regaining my calm. Not that I should have lost it in the first place. What am I doing? Anyways, the silence is going to kill me. There has to be something else we can talk about.
アーデルハイトさんのおばあ様がこの学園の創立者であるクラール・ラズリットと懇意でね。ところがそのミストにおばあ様の思い出の品が挟み込まれたままになっているらしいのだよ。
Oh, what kind of thing were you looking for again? The one that got stuck in the mist?
ああ、そうね。古賀も知っていたのね。もしかして学園長から聞いたのかしら。
I asked Rito as well. What was it called? Last
ラ・
something?
クエスティア。長い槍のような形をした巨大な音叉で対マギエ用の武器よ。その絵が取り外しできるようになっていて、その中におじい様がおばあ様に送るはずだったリボンが入っているそうなの。
A ribbon? That's a surprisingly girly thing to put inside an anti-magie weapon.
ええ、そのリボンを入れたのはおじい様だったんだけど、それを知らずにおばあ様はラ・グエスティアをこの学園に預けてしまったのよ。先日昔の手紙が出てきてね、初めてそのことを知ったおばあ様のために大切なリボンを回収しに来たの。私おばあ様にどうしてもそれを持って帰って差し上げたいのよ。
Heidi looks happy when she says that. Rather than looking elegant and dignified, that happy expression suits a girl of her age much more. What kind of person is your
ド
grandmother?
ロテアおばあ様のこと？とても厳しい人よ。でもそれだけじゃなくてとても優しい人でもあるの。人の思いをとても大事にするおばあ様だからこそ、おじい様の送ろうとしたリボンのこともたとえ何十年も経っていても諦められないのよ。ただの古い布だと言ってしまえばそれまでなのだけれど。
Heidi must love her grandfather dearly. Mother. I mean, otherwise there's no way she'd come all this way just to retrieve that ribbon. I think that's amazing. Not just for her still wanting that present decades later, but also you for coming to a faraway country to get it for her. Heidi blushes for a moment but quickly turns away. She then begins to speak softly.
私、幼い頃からたくさんの勉強をしてきたの。
Studied?
普通の学校で習うような勉強と魔術の勉強、それからバインベルガーのしきたりや教養とか。
Can't even begin to imagine the kind of world you grew up in. But I can't tell that it was a heavy burden for a child to bear.
だから自由になる時間がほとんどないことは不満だったし、それ以上に不安も感じていたわ。
Afraid.
私はみんなが思ってるような当主になれるのかなっていうこと。私、特別成績がいいわけでも物覚えがいいわけでもなかったの。一緒に教育を受けていたルイの方がよっぽど出来が良かったわ。毎日勉強をしてたくさんのことを学んでいたけれど、いつも不安で仕方がなかった。私がバインベルガーの名前を背負わなければいけないのだから、私の行動すべてが加盟に関わることになる。でもそんなことはお父様とお母様には言えなくて、だけどおばあ様にだけは言えたのよ。毎日お勉強ばっかり。私も
アーデルハイト、あなたがそんなに嫌なのは本当にお勉強なのですか？
おばあ様、本当はそんなにお勉強嫌いじゃない。でも全部ルイに勝てないの。私本当にバインベルガーを背負える人になれるの？
ルートビヒはあなたよりも年上だから、同じことを学んで差がつくのは当
Okay, now
然
it
の
makes
こ
more
とですよ。
sense.
アーデルハイト。
Okay, now it makes sense. They call him Louis, but that's just a nickname. He's actually called Ludwig.
でもきっとルイがお兄さんじゃなくても私みんなをがっかりさせてる。それが嫌なの。頑張ってるのに全然うまくできないんだもの。私本当にみんなを守れるの？おばあ様みたいになれるの？
アーデルハイト。
もしなれなかったらどうしよう。おばあ様、どうしたらいいの？このままずっとこのままだったら。
アーデルハイト、あなたの役目はとても大事なものなのですよ。バインベルガー家の誇りも血も力も、あなたはいずれ全てを守る立場になる。今学んでいることはその時に役に立つことばかりだということは分かっていますね。
はい。
でもね、お勉強よりも成績よりも一番大切なことは、あなたが心からバインベルガーを守りたいと思うことなのです。あなたは誰に言われなくてももうそれができている。だからアーデルハイト、何も不安があることはありません。でもみんながあなたに厳しくするのは、あなたがそれをやり通すことができる強い子だと知っているからです。私のような普通の子にもできたのだから、あなたのように素晴らしい子にそれができないわけがない。
私もおばあ様みたいになれる？
ええ、もちろん。あなたなら私以上になれるに違いありません。だって私も小さい頃は家始まって以来の不出来な子供だったんですもの。
本当？おばあ様が？
そうですよ。本当のところを言うとね、同じ頃の私に比べればあなたの方がよっぽど勝っていますよ。
優しくそう言ってくれたおばあ様はとっても眩しく見えたわ。私もこの人のようになりたいって何度も思ったの。
Lady's smiley face looks very gentle. Her grandmother must have had a large influence on who she is now. After hearing that story, I wish we could do something about that ribbon sooner. I glanced at the treasury. It's impossible for anyone to enter treasury. What if that mist never comes out? Wouldn't be reasonable for you to stay here forever until it does,
も
right?
ちろんよ。 あまり長い間本国を留守にするわけにもいきませんし、そこは理解しているわ。そうならなければいいけれど、その時はこの宝物庫に入る方法を探すだけね。
How are you gonna manage that? When I asked that in surprise, Heidi looks towards the library. The library contains a huge collection of books. It would probably take more than a lifetime to read them
今はあ
all.
の図書館の書物を調べているの。まだ取り出す方法は見つかっていないけれど、でもあれだけの書物があるのですから、どこかにヒントくらいはあるかもしれないわ。
What if you still can't find a way to get the mist?
その時は別の場所に何か手がかりがないか探すわ。もしくは私の力で宝物庫の結界を破る方法を探すわね。
I see. A very different person from the one who was panning in maroon. There's a certain radiance about her. Well, I understand that you love your grandmother very much. After all, you came all the way to the middle of nowhere for her
あ
sake.
ら、誤解しているわよ、子が。確かに私はおばあ様のことを大切に思っているけれど、たとえ探している品がおばあ様のものではなかったとしても、それがバインベルガーの家の誰かのものならば来たと思うわ。バインベルガーの家のすべてを守り導くのが私の役目ですから。誰だって家族は大切でしょ。
Yeah, you're right. I have nothing to say to that. Touching your family is only natural. The only family I have left is Michiru. The family that Heidi's talking about is at least a couple of orders of magnitude larger. Must be a lot of people in the Weinberger family, right?
そうね。分家も含めると確かに多くなるわ。でも一族すべてを守るのは当主として当然のことよ。もちろんバインベルガーにとって一番大切なものは本家の血筋ですから。
You can see Heidi's confidence and pride in her boasts. She must truly cherish her family and has dedicated herself to protecting them. And there's me, who already has my hands full with just Michiru. It fascinates me that she can be so calm and composed about it.
なぜまた見つめられているのかしら。私何かおかしなことを言った？もしかして調子に乗ってしまって自分のことばかり話しすぎたのかもしれないわ。
After a while of silence, Heidi starts fidgeting again for some reason. She starts backing away from me towards the treasury. Hey, watch out! Barry repels her again and she falls on her butt. She seemed to have it together, but why'd you suddenly do that? Jeez, are you okay? Takes a man to her again and she looks startled. Still, she takes man and gets up. This time let go first to avoid a repeat of what happened earlier. I hope La Gestia comes out soon.
それはもちろん一刻も早くおばあ様に届けて差し上げたいもの。
Yeah. Heidi suddenly stiffens up as after I agree with her. The brain stopped working like it did when our eyes met. What if...
私
Guess not, something's off. Her behavior is definitely different this time. Her eyes look like she's been jolted by something big. What's wrong? Her voice came out soft. I have no idea what's causing her to be like this. It couldn't be something that I said, right? Heidi trembles without answering. There's clearly something wrong. Hey, what's wrong, Heidi?
何がですか？
That's what I'm asking you. Did something happen?
何でもありません。
Even if you say that, there's no way.
私失礼します。
Heidi runs off without telling me anything. Something must have happened for her to suddenly become like that. By judging by her tone of voice, she wouldn't have told me anyway. There's no way it was nothing. Should chase after her. If I caught up to her. But even if I caught up to her, I don't think she'd be willing to talk. That's how determined she just sounded. Never heard that tone from her before. It's a complicated, agitating feeling. Even though she was saying so much about herself, in the end there was nothing I could do. Feels annoying, like I failed at something. Sigh and head back to the library. I left the treasury and returned to the library. Naturally, Heidi was nowhere to be seen. Should have known better than... should have known better since she was running so fast. But I'm still a bit disappointed. Actually, this isn't a time to be getting depressed over something small like that. I passed through the bookshelves searching for my target. And I find Louis. He's reading a massive book as usual. As I approach him, he closes the book and looks at me. Did Heidi come by
い
here?
え、フラウが何かまたご迷惑をおかけしましたか？
No, that's not it. We were talking for a while just now, but she suddenly started acting strange. Can't you be a little more concerned about
フ
her?
ラウがおかしいのは何も今に始まったことではないでしょう。
Louis laughed it off, but knowing how she was acting, I can't treat it as a laughing matter. That's not it. It was different from the usual. It seemed serious, otherwise I wouldn't be asking you.
なぜそんなことに？
I don't know why exactly. It was just in the middle of our conversation. Louis stops laughing and returns to a serious expression. And he stares right at me.
話をしていたと言いましたが、
We were talking about the mist that you two are looking for, and then she talked about the Weinberger
具体的に
family.
はどんな話を？
She said that her grandmother's ribbon was inside the mist and that it's the mentor she was looking for. She also mentioned how much she treasures her grandmother and the
フ
Weinberger
ラウの
family.
様子がおかしくなった前後はどういう話題でしたか？
She got knocked back by the treasury's berry and fell on her ear. That's right, she said that she wanted to bring Lagestia back to her grandmother as soon as
それ
possible.
で
All I said is yeah, and then she suddenly, after that, she started acting weird. It was supposed to be an unusual remark, so I don't know if that was truly the case. Maybe she suddenly remembered something important. However, Louis seems to understand something
なる
here.
ほど。では、今更になってようやく気づいたのか。
You have an idea?
わざわざお伝えいただきありがとうございました。フラウを探してきますので失礼いたします。
Okay. Louis bows, places the book back on the shelf, and leaves. Did he figure something out from what I said? Curious, but it's probably better to leave it to him. Wish I could help somehow, but I don't think there's anything I can do. It's kind of vexing. After returning to my room and flopping onto the bed, I hear Louis returning as well. I still don't feel like lifting my head.
おい。古賀が心配していたぞ。今回はどこのどの部分がお前の気に障ったんだ。だいたい察しはつくが一応聞いておいてやる。
Want to know what Koga said, but I still can't bring myself to get up. As though losing patience with me, Louis approaches the bed. Hearing the footsteps, I slowly lift my head and look up. Louis is watching me in silence. No words are spoken, but Louis' face screams, "Tell me what happened."
彼と古賀と話していて気づいたことがあるの。
なんだ？
ドロテアおばあ様のためにはラクエスティアが1秒でも早く現れてくれた方がいい。
ああ。
でもそうして目的を達したら私はドイツに帰らなくてはならない。
当たり前だろう。何を今更。
それに気づいたとき私は一瞬でもラクエスティアが出てこなければいいのにと思ってしまった。このままずっとここにいられればいいのにと。そんな自分が許せないの。本当に何のためにここまで来たのか。
Look away after saying that and bury my face in sheets again. Of course, Louis will be displeased to see me like this, but I'm already displeased with myself and I hate it. Why do I have to feel this way?
魔術が残っているという場所だから興味はあったわ。でも一番はおばあ様を喜ばせるためだったはずなのに。私はなんという自分勝手な気持ちを持ってしまったの。
My heart aches with every word, and my selfishness and responsibility make me want to cry. But I know that nothing will change if I do, even if I do.
一瞬でも心配をして損をした。お前のその潔癖さはもはやバカをはるかに通り越してそのまま世界一周しそうなレベルだな。ああ、もうくだらなすぎてめまいがしそうだ。
くだらないってどこがよ。私はい
ちいちこんなくだらんことを俺に説明させるな。
I'm ready to sit up on the bed, and Louis leans closer to me, scowling. Rather than being displeased, Louis seems
お前
angry.
の言うそれはドロテアの件とは全く別の問題だろう。なぜそんなことくらい理解できない？
私はおばあ様が私たちの帰りを待っていることを知っているのよ。それなのに私出てこなければいいのにって思ってしまった。私はおばあ様をないがしろにしたのよ。
In response to that, Louis sighs, crosses his arms crossed, and shakes his head.
救いがたいアホだな。
何その態度。私ものすごく悩んでるのに。何よ。
I'm so frantic I could jump down from the bed, but Louis quietly continues to look at me. I see a face of utter disappointment. But what did I do to deserve this treatment?
説明するのが心底バカらしい。
ちょっとどういうこと？さっきから何を言ってるの？
それすらお前は分かっていないんだな。
だからどういうことって聞いてるの。
本当に分からないのか。
わからないから聞いているの。どういうことなのか説明してちょうだい。
Louis looks disgruntled as though he doesn't even want to look at me. However, after another long sigh, I finally get my
ドロテアを
explanation.
軽んじたのではない。お前にとって古賀がドロテアと同じくらいに重くなっただけのことだろう。それのどこが問題なのか、俺にはさっぱり理解できないが。
Mind goes blank, and never having expected to hear those words. Koga and grandmother are equally important to me now. Wait, what does important mean here?
お前のそれはドロテアとは関係なくただ単に古賀との別れを惜しんでいるだけの話だろうが。
どうして？
I ask since I still don't really understand, but Louis grimaces and points a finger at my
いい
face.
加減にしろ。そんなことまでお前は俺に説明させるのか。少しはその足りない頭で考えたらどうだ。
I can't argue back, so I just stay quiet. I've always been like this. If Louis doesn't scold me like that, I can't think properly for
あと
myself.
それからせっかく古賀がお前を心配してくれたんだから、すみません、ただの勘違いでしたと早く言ってこい。
Still angry, Louis forces me up from the bed. I'm dragged to the door and shoved outside.
いいから早く言ってこい。ちゃんと謝れるまで帰ってくるな。
Not only did I get kicked out of my room, Louis didn't even give me a proper answer. Guess I have no choice but to do as I'm told and find Koga. My chest feels slightly warmer when I think about Koga. Is it because of my reluctance to leave that Louis was talking about? I'm still not sure. More importantly, I need to clear up this misunderstanding first, since he was worrying about me. Of course, he would have found it strange when I ran off like that. Caused some trouble again, so I have to apologize. My objective has finally settled in. Raise my head, stand up straight, and begin to look for Koga.
しかし、まさかここまで本気になるとはな。いや待て。よく考えてみれば、
Like Louis over here, like, I guess we do kind of want those chatted genes in the family. After my conversation with Louis, I returned to the bureau. It was another eventful day. Soon enough, it was time to go back to the dorms. I was worried about Heidi, but it looked like the butler had an idea of what was wrong, so he should be able to take care of it. Despite that, I'm still wondering if he was able to find her and talk to her.
ミッチー、考え事？
Well, yeah, kind of.
さっきからなんかやけにぼんやりしてるもんね。
Really?
そうだよ。牛尾さんも気にしてたみたいだよ。
Muko has been as cold as ever, so even she's worrying about me. Then again, she was the first one out the door today. She's always in such a bad mood.
牛尾さん？
Who else? I just wish she'd stop glaring at me like that. I already told her it was a misunderstanding. Huh? As I'm walking, I spot Heidi further down the path. She notices us coming, she starts looking around anxiously. She's waiting for me. It would mean that Louis managed to talk to her. She seems a bit nervous, but the something mood from earlier is gone. That's a relief.
あれってハイジさんだね。
Yeah, maybe she has business with me, with us. Let's go see. We approach her and she turns to look at us, fidgeting all the while. Yo!
こんばんは、ハイジさん。
Heidi stiffens up the moment we call out to her.
古賀にお話があるの。
Heidi stares straight at me, and now I'm the one feeling nervous. So, what was up with her earlier? Did Louis talk to her? Is she okay? There's a lot I want to ask, but Heidi came to me on her own, so I should wait and see. I'll keep my question to myself. What did you want to talk about? Upon hearing Heidi's nervous voice, Omaru reacts as though he's realized something. He smiles warmly and slaps my shoulder.
ミッチー頑張って俺先に帰るからね
Huh? There's no need.
いいからじゃあまた明日ね
Omaru chiefly runs off. Having been left behind, the two of us glanced hesitantly at each other. I really do want to know. Hey, did something happen earlier? Are you okay? In the end, I couldn't wait any longer. Heidi shrinks back as though she feels extremely guilty about something.
それはただの勘違いでした。
Misunderstanding?
本当にごめんなさい。
It's okay, you don't have to apologize. I'm curious as to what exactly was misunderstood, but as long as it's no issue, that's fine. Her expression was so grave that I was really worried. Did you come here just to tell me that?
ルイが
Oh, I see. Well, I was the one who asked Louis to check up on you. That butler had a dutiful side after all, considering he sent her
ルイ
here.
に頼んだって
Nothing much, just check up on how you were doing.
どうして
What do you mean? Anyone would have been worried at seeing you suddenly make that face. Were you not aware of it?
心配私のことを
Yeah? You didn't look like you wanted to talk to me at all, though, so I told Louis you were acting strange.
私本当に古賀に心配してもらっていたんだわ
Heidi's expression changes again and again. From spacing out with her mouth agape, to impatient fidgeting, to a happy smile, to nervously averting her gaze.
不思議な感じ嬉しいようなこそばゆいような古賀が私のことをそんなに心配してくれていたなんて鼓動が速くなってるわそれにちょっと体温も上がっているかも
What's wrong? Heidi suddenly crouches down and puts her head in her hands, startling me. Should I not have mentioned it to Louis?
そんなことないそこはむしろ嬉しいわだって私のことを心配して私のことを思ってくれてルイに頼んでくれたんですものそうなのよね
Alright then.
でもさっき誰だって心配するってということは別に誰でもよかったのこんなこと気づかなくてよかったのに
What?
誰でもよかったの
What are you talking about?
私のことを心配してくれていたのではなかったの
I already said I was fine. I already said that I was. Heidi remains quiet with a mixed expression of delight and embarrassment. I feel like I have no idea where this conversation is trying to go. Watching Heidi's resolving expression is amusing, but can you calm down for now?
こんな状態で落ち着くのは不可能です
What should I do then?
どうって
Heidi is blushing again for some
少し
reason.
待ってくださる
And now then she breathes a sigh of relief. I really want to know what she's thinking, but she asked me to wait, so all I can do is wait patiently for her to speak.
鼓動が全然収まってくれない私どうしようどうしたらいいの古賀は待ってくれると言ったけれどいつまでもこうやって考え込むわけにはいかないし落ち着いて落ち着きましょうさっき古賀もそう言ってましたし
She eventually starts taking many deep breaths. Let's relax a bit.
大丈夫あとは古賀に言いたいことを整理してとりあえずそう心配してくれてありがとうそうよねまずはお礼を言わないと素直な気持ちをそのまま率直に言えばいいんだわ
Watch her say I like you, and then she's just like, what the fuck did I just say? Heidi stammers at first, but she says, well, what she says next comes out
あ
smoothly.
りがとう
Why not? Yeah, anytime.
あなたのことが大切です。
What comes after being say thing catches me by surprise. Then the reason why she was staring at me was really because
間違えました今のなし
Huh? Before I can fully grasp what she says, Heidi panics and fervently shakes her head. Well, she is a foreigner after all. It's not strange for her to phrase things the wrong way. I'm aware of that, but yeah, she really shouldn't be making those sorts of mistakes at times like this. Of course, I'm glad that she thinks positively of me. It's just a bit of a shock to have her immediately take it back. It's a feeling of disappointment and loss as though a delicious meal was placed before me. Now I moved before I could take a bite. Now calm down. Heidi must still be having difficulty with some Japanese expressions.
なしです
Nope.
はい
Yeah, but you shouldn't say things like that to guys.
どうして
Well, it'll give us weird expectations. Heidi's face turns bright red. I was already flushed before, but now it's so red that I'm afraid she might collapse.
して期待していいから
What?
期待してください
What? You want me to forget what she said earlier, but now she said something like that again? I seriously can't figure out what she's really thinking. She suddenly said I was important to her, and then that was a mistake. And now, why does she mean by expect something? Maybe she means that she's going to repay me somehow for causing me trouble, but I can't be sure of that either. Our communication has been far from clear. I should just ask her to be frank. Sorry, I don't really get it. Could you say it again using simpler, more direct words?
単純な単語そうね
I thought it was kind of rude of me to ask that, but instead of getting mad, she begins to seriously think it over. She's probably searching for the right words in her head now. Hopefully, we'll be able to have a real conversation this time. As I'm thinking to myself, Heidi finally comes up with the appropriate phrase and surprisingly nonchalantly states,
愛してる
I didn't mishear that, right? Heidi looked serious and wouldn't look away from me. That was a mistake, right?
愛しています
With me?
いやイフエベディあなたを愛しています
Passable, I suppose. Her eyes are unwavering. She looks straight at me with a sincere expression. I can't look away, or rather, I feel like I really shouldn't. What was the mistake before then?
大切だというありきたりの言葉では私の素直な気持ちを表すのに足りないと思ったの
I see.
あなたは私のことが嫌い
My heart suddenly starts beating faster. While we're staring at each other, I realized that the reason she couldn't move was one that affected me as well. It was also the same when I couldn't let go of her hand, and when I was frustrated that I had to rely on Louis. Once I realized that, my chest grows warm. No, I don't dislike you.
よかった
Even though I was still embarrassed, I couldn't give a clear answer. Even though I was still embarrassed and couldn't give a clear answer, Heidi beams joyfully.
嬉しいわ子が
Oh,
あなたも私と同じ気持ちでいてくれて
yeah.
あなたが好きそうよ私はあなたから離れたくなかったのだからミストが出てこなければいいのになんて思ってしまったんだわあなたと一緒に1秒でも長く同じ場所にいたかったの
I see. When I see Heidi so genuinely happy, I feel disappointed in myself for not being able to give a straight answer. But I do have to make sure she doesn't get the wrong idea about something.
もちろんよあまり長い間本国を留守にするわけにもいきませんしバインベルガーの家のすべてを守り導くのが私の役目ですから
Heidi?
何
Well, to be honest, I didn't want the mist to appear either. I didn't want you to go back to
本
Germany.
当にそんな風に思ってもらえるなんて嬉しいわ
But you do have to go back eventually, right? There's no getting out of it. Heidi's cheeriness wanes a bit. Her face is no longer that of a childish teenage girl.
私はバインベルガーの当主だもの
I know. So when the time comes, I won't try to stop you. It'll be lonely, though.
そんな の。古賀が寂しがってくれるだけで十分よ。
Just like how you treasure the Weinbergers, I treasure my family as well. So even if you asked me to go to Germany with you, I probably wouldn't be able to go. Is that fine with you? If I make that decision, will you still say you love
ど
me?
うして？
Like before, Heidi's face is neither flustered nor
私
confused.
がバインベルガーのためにドイツに帰るのも、あなたが家族のために日本に残るのも同じことでしょ。その選択をしたことで私があなたのことを嫌いになるわけがないわ。私からも質問していい？仮に離れ離れになって遠くに離れたとしても、私はどこにいてもあなたを愛するわ。あなたは私のことを愛してくれる？
Heidi asked me that without a moment's hesitation. I think it was times like these when her inner strength shows through that attracted me to her. Yeah.
ありがとう。それで十分よ、子が。
She immediately springs towards me, overcome with emotion, but... What? Her heel bends in a direction it shouldn't, perhaps because she was using too much force. Seeing her lose her balance, I rush over to try and stop her from falling, but I can't break the momentum. Ah! Ugh. Just when I was thinking that this fall felt too soft and pleasant, this is bad in a lot of ways. Heidi's voluptuous chest is in front of my eyes, or rather my face is lodged in her cleavage. Her breasts are so large and soft, unlike anything I've ever felt before. It's just so unfair. Feels so nice, I don't want to move. I think I've lost to this chest. No, this is, Wait, calm down, Heidi. It wasn't on purpose. Heidi starts screaming the moment she realizes that my face is in her cleavage. Well, it's true that this scenario is hopeless. If someone walks by now, I'll be labeled a pervert again. Hi, Muko. Fortunately, no one happened upon that scene, but it took some time for Heidi to regain her composure. Okay, or not. She finally managed to calm down, but it must have been unpleasant for her because she's still embarrassed. Despite the awkward silence, I did manage to escort her back to her room, but I can't forget the feeling of her breasts, and now I can't relax. I glance back at her, my eyes can't help but gravitate towards her chest. Nope, I have to forget about her chest for the time being. Though it felt so good that I can't truly forget.
ただいま。
おや、
Hello. When we reach her room, Louis is waiting inside. Heidi and I are both incapable of facing him for some reason. He looks back and forth between us. I feel really uneasy. Maybe we should leave now. We're here now, so I'll be on my way.
お待ちください。少しお話があります。
Huh?
私もルイに話さなければいけないことがあるの。
Louis stops me when I try to leave. And when I turn back in her surprise, Heidi timidly speaks up, not spacks up. Since both of them are stopping me, I have no choice but to straighten my posture and wait.
私の気持ちは古賀にちゃんと伝わって受け入れてもらえたわ。
本当ですか。それはよかった。フラウ。
Louis smiles when he hears what Heidi has to say. Must have been an unexpectedly positive response because Heidi seems
フラウ
moved.
が古賀について悩み、思い患っていたことは私もよく存じ上げております。その気持ちが報われて本当によかった。
あなたには迷惑ばかりかけてしまったけれど。
いいえ、それも今となってはフラウが自分の気持ちを整頓するために必要なことだったのだと存じます。
そうね。あなたがいなければ私はきちんと自分の思いを受け止められなかったわ。
Hearing them talk like this, I can tell that Louis was worried about her as well. Heidi told me that Louis had been with her ever since they were children. He may have bullied her all the time, but that surely was his form of affection. Look at the two of them talking. I feel warmth building up in my chest. They truly are close like family. Maybe, like, tell her that she's not dating Michiru, but Mitsuyoshi. Someone from the bureau called for me, so I slipped out from class and headed to a secluded part of the library. Heidi and Louis are hiding in the corner there. From the expression on their faces, I can't figure out whether their problem was resolved, so I reluctantly ask, "How'd it go?" Oh. Louis responds to Heidi's silence with a furrowed brow and sharp click of the tongue.
決めたわ。
Huh? Heidi lifts her head and braces herself. I can tell that he's resolved to do something. But I have a bad feeling about this. What have you decided?
ドイツに帰るまでに何としてでも古賀との子供を身ごもってみせます。
よし、その意気だ。
Fucking Louis over here like, "You go, girl!" What has this girl just resolved to do? Yo, who knows? Maybe I'll finish this one day, and tomorrow I'll actually start the fucking principal route and just start the upload for the principal route tomorrow. Who knows? It's a fucking mystery at this point. Why is the butler excited too? If you could refrain from shouting that so loudly.
どうしたんです？
Feeling that someone was watching, I turn around and make eye contact with Muko and Omaru, who are standing in the shadows of the bookshelf. They definitely heard Heidi just now. Omaru's face has gone bright red. Muko's glare is extremely cold.
依頼人が来たからミッチーを呼びに来たんだけど、なんかごめんね。じゃ
What do you mean by that?
だってさ。
Flustered, Omaru turns to look at Muko. However, Muko's eyes expression is frozen in
古賀
place.
くんは子作りで忙しいらしいので、今日は休んでいただいて結構です。
Wait.
結構です。
Muko turns on her heel and walks off. Omaru hurriedly follows her, but glances back at me silently, glances back at me silently, mouthing the words, "Sorry." It's gonna be a pain in the ass if I don't fix this misunderstanding. Well, it's not entirely a misunderstanding, but still. Hold on, Muko!
待って。
Huh? I try to chase after them, but Heidi grabs my arm. She then intertwines her own around mine. Heidi?
前から妙に気になっていたことがあるの。
What is it? She presses her body against me and stares into my eyes. Her gaze and feeling of her breasts pushing into my arm are pretty
あ
arousing.
なたと彼女、一体どういう関係なの？
Huh? Of all things, that's what was bothering her? I don't think there's anything in particular between us. We're just regular friends.
今の態度はどう見ても本妻に愛人との浮気現場を見られた夫のそれですね。
なんですって？
Damn it, Louis! Louis drops a bombshell the moment I try to say it's nothing. Heidi grabs me even more tightly, pressing her chest against me with all her might. Hey, Heidi, there really isn't anything between me and Muko.
本当の本当に何もないんです。
Nothing at all. Heidi continues to glare at me. Looking at me like that makes me feel guilty even though I haven't done anything. No, it's not like there wasn't anything at all between us. Wait, now's not the time for
お
that.
や、やはり何か心当たりがおありで？
No!
そう。
I'm pretty sure that's confirmation that he did smash. Like the smashing is canon. There really isn't anything. Heidi giggles at my nervousness and hugs my arm again.
まあいいわ。そんなことをわざわざ気にしても仕方ないものね。だってあなたはもう私のものなのだから絶対誰にも渡さないって。
Her serious declaration catches me off guard, making my heart race. At this rate, I'll have to take back what I said before and follow her to Germany. Let that aside to thought. Thanks for playing. Jesus Christ, that was short.
時計仕掛けのレイライン。残影の夜が明けるとき。
Alright then. Suppose next time we'll be fucking the principal. See ya.